unbiased grades to every single Los Angeles Chargers 2025 NFL draft pick. If you guys don't know, I'm obviously a Chargers fan, a diehard Chargers fan for life. I have not gone over the draft so far, at least on camera, and recorded my reactions to every single pick. So I'm going through pick by pick here. I'm just going to give a F to A grade for every single pick. My honest, unfiltered thoughts. I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all and tell y'all that it's just the Chargers going to win the Super Bowl no matter what. But I am going to give you honest grades, honest thoughts on every single pick. If you're a Chargers fan, let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you're not a Chargers fan, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Starting with the Chargers' first round pick, and they drafted running back Omarion Hampton. Omarion Hampton is a Los Angeles Charger, and I wasn't super excited about drafting running back in the first round. I did not think we were going to draft running back in the first round. I thought it was a very deep running back class. Probably going to be getting running back in the third, fourth, fifth round. With the draft board, it felt terrible for us Chargers fans. If you're a Chargers fan tuning into this, I think that the best options for the Chargers were either tight end, one of those two guys fall, either Warren or Colson Loveland. But really, it was D-line. There was a great opportunity for the Chargers to end up with Derek Harmon or end up with Kenneth Grant. And those two players were my two favorite players in this year's draft class. I wanted Derek Harmon or I wanted Kenneth Grant. I mean, other than Colson Loveland, but that was always a pipe dream. Just throwing that out there. I never actually thought Colson Loveland was going to fall to 22 or the Chargers were interested in trading up. I really thought it was going to be a defensive tackle or possibly an edge rusher. And we talked about Mike Green earlier in the podcast. I would have been excited if the Chargers drafted Mike Green there. So that's pretty insane to see that he went all the way back, I think, at pick 40, double the picks later. So I kind of wanted them to go defensive line. I was not in on the running back thing. I have Melvin Gordon trauma, but we've got to remember that Melvin Gordon was not the prospect that Omarion Hampton is at running back. He never was, and then he went into a situation that wasn't really set up perfectly for him, and then he got bad luck that an undrafted running back will become one of the highest scoring fantasy running backs of all time in Austin Eckler. And even Melvin Gordon said himself, I should have just stayed with the Chargers. I should have kept bolting up. I should have stayed there. I just think that the board fell terrible for the Chargers. They did not want to go running back either. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. You can even tell when you're watching the draft that they might have been taking trade offers up until the last second, up until the very last second before they had to make the pick. We used the entire clock to make this pick. All signs point that the Chargers did not have their slam dunk pick available on the draft board still, and that probably multiple of our top picks available in the draft got taken, and there was no consensus to take here. So they went with the best player available, which we could share. That's the philosophy that Joe Ortiz goes off of. And speaking of that philosophy, first, let me just go ahead and say, I think it's a B or a B minus for the first round pick. And it's not their fault. It's not. I think it's just the way the draft board fell. There wasn't the D lineman there that you want. You're going to have to super reach on somebody. Or you have to trade up. Don't really want to do that. You don't need receiver at 22. You could go tight end, but then you're reaching on tight end. You're set at the O-line. I mean, best player available. That's what they ended up doing. I'm giving them a B for it. B minus if you're a Chargers hater. I think Hampton is going to be a star for the Chargers. Watching more tape on him since they got the draft pick in. I just hope that the actual pick of running back pays off. Because like I said about Ashton Genty, like I said about other running backs in the past, is that we have a Gibbs-Monty situation with Najee and Omarion Hampton. That's what we're going for. I hope we can reach that level. I hope we can. If we do, this is going to pay off more than a B. That's for damn sure. But anyways, Hampton's going to be a star. No doubt about it. I just hope that he is that level of star. On to round 2, though, where I'm giving the Chargers an A+ for this pick. It was one of my favorite picks of the entire draft, unbiasedly. If I was not a Chargers fan, if I was a fan of another team, I would still say that Trey Harris was an amazing wide receiver prospect that could have been an edge of first-round guy that the Chargers got at pick 55. He could do it all, man. And if you go and watch Jackson Dart's tape, what got Jackson Dart drafted in the first round is a lot of Ole Miss wide receivers getting wide open. Make sure you don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you can be here every time I post. If you've never met me before, hi, I'm NFLMike, an NFL content creator that creates NFL content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and twice on Sundays. If you're an NFL fan, you will love the channel. We bring daily NFL uploads, constantly putting up shorts and stuff. I like to pride myself as an NFL controversialist. Did I say that right? I hope I said that right. But I like to pride myself as someone that likes to get people talking. I don't care if it's about things I agree with, things I disagree with. I'm going to get you talking. I'm going to get you thinking. I'm going to get you going, what? That's that, is that, and that's connecting to that, and this is that. Like this one. Number 9, Trey Harris. I almost like this pick better than the first round pick. I mean, this is going to pay off, Chargers fans, and Herbie is going to love this guy. This might be our wide receiver 1 down the line. I mean, I know that Ladd is amazing, but when we talk about handling volume, Ladd doesn't really have the build. And I know that Trey Harris doesn't have a giant build either, but it's a lot more NFL style than it is than Ladd's is. He reminds me a lot of like Victor Cruz, but with wheels. Victor Cruz didn't run no blazing speed, but this guy can freaking move. He can fly. But his route running is so smooth. You never see his pad level really change in his cuts. It's beautiful. It is the perfect fit for Herbie. Perfect fit for our offense long-term in the post-Quentin Johnson and Mike Williams days. I think that they're, preparing that Quentin Johnson's not going to get a second contract with the Chargers. So, A+ for this pick of Trey Harris to me. Let's move on to round 3, where we end up getting the Oregon defensive tackle that I wanted, but not the one I wanted. I wanted Derek Harmon. We ended up getting James Caldwell, his running mate at DT, and this is what also makes me feel like they wanted Derek Harmon right there, and then the Steelers take him a pick before. Just so painful. I'm giving this one an A. I think Caldwell was the position of need there, and the fact that they went in round 4 and also got Kyle Kennard, a former SEC Defensive Player of the Year, at pick, 125? All Harbaugh's got to do is coach up this guy's run stunts? Get the hell out of here. Absolute steal, giving another A+ for that pick. So, I didn't even say Caldwell. Caldwell's an A. A+ for Kennard. A+ for Trey Harris. And remember last year's draft. The Chargers won the draft last year without a doubt. And we're sitting here with a B-, an A+, an A, an A+. I mean, I am loving the Harbaugh era. I am loving the Joe Ortiz era and the players that they're getting that are steals. And now you go into round 5 here. And this is where you can take more risks. This is where you can be a little bit more ballsy with your picks. And sure enough, they drafted another wide receiver, someone that was loved by the coaching staff reportedly, in Keandre Lambert-Smith, the wide receiver out of Auburn. And if you ask Auburn fans, they'll tell you that this is their best receiver. Some Auburn fans tell you this is their best player last year. This guy's a dog. He has high potential to be a starting wide receiver in the NFL one day as well. But if he doesn't work out, he's a 5th-round pick. This is what you do with your 5th-round picks. This is what you do. You don't draft special teamers like J.T. Woods and just flush them down the toilet. This is what you do. You give yourself a chance to find a steal. And if it doesn't work out, it's no big deal. Same thing with the tight end pick. I'm giving that a B. I think it's the appropriate risk-reward there. I don't see the need for another wide receiver, especially if we have Keenan Allen in a little secret behind-the-scenes handshake deal, hopefully. But Keenan Allen's still welcome with this wide receiver core. We need somebody to mentor these guys still. I don't trust Mike Williams to make it to the whole season. I don't trust Quentin Johnson to fill in for him. So I still want Keenan Allen on the team. But this is the appropriate risk-reward. I'm giving this one a B. They move on to the tight end, also picked in round 5. And the Chargers were masterful with their comp picks. I think they ended up having 9 picks in this year's draft, 10 picks in this year's draft, and used one of them, tight end out of Syracuse. And yeah, he could be the potential future tight end of the Chargers. There's a chance. He's 6'6". I mean, he's got all the physical features. He could be a receiving tight end. But I still think the Chargers are going to be in the market for Mark Andrews. I think they're going to be in the market for Dallas Goedert if either of those guys are cut. I think they're in the trade market for them too. They want those guys to get cut so they can sign their own deals. And that's why they didn't really press the gas on tight end in the first couple rounds. They have a plan at that position. This guy is just a young guy that can come in and develop behind Tyler Conklin, get in the mix with Tyler Conklin, or behind one of those veterans that I just mentioned. I think that I would give this pick. He wasn't really on my radar as a tight end that I really wanted the Chargers to draft. So I will be honest, and we'll grade this pick a C+, let's say, because the chances of it working out and being this big hit I think are probably pretty small. But hey, I would love to be eating my words and be having another Antonio Gates situation here, who went undrafted, by the way, to the Chargers the last time we had some smart drafters. So hopefully this kid can become that. Now let's talk about some of these extra picks in the 6th round. They just threw a shot at Branson Taylor, the offensive tackle out of Pittsburgh, just a monstrous human, trying to take a stab and find a backup tackle there with him. maybe a tackle that can play both right and left tackle to go with our versatile offensive line where we got a bunch of tackle guards. And then in round 6 also, 15 picks later, they get the safety R.J. Mickens, who is a perfect prototype, along with Bridges, the defensive back that they drafted out of Florida at 256, the second to last pick of the draft. Both those guys, perfect prototypes to grow behind the DBs we have in our room. Guys, we have so many defensive backs, and we're just going to keep this rotation going. We just keep developing guys, so when we lose guys, we got guys. We lose guys, we got guys. We never run out of guys. Overall, those late round picks, I'm giving them an A because they just go so perfectly with Derwin James, Alohi Gilman, Tony Jefferson, Elijah Molden, Cam Hart, Tarheeb Still. I mean, the Chargers secondary is loaded. It is absolutely loaded. Benjamin St-Juste was signed. Dante Jackson was signed as backups. Guys that were starting in the league last year on teams are going to be our backups at the corner spots. And now you add 2 more DBs in a safety and a corner/safety. We'll see what Bridges ends up being in the long term. Overall, when you look at the totality of the Los Angeles Chargers draft, last year I gave them an A+. I had them rated as number 1 best draft class in the entire draft. I think I had them rated as 4th best draft class this year. Joe Ortiz, Jim Harbaugh. Out of the park, baby! Let's go! This is what I'm talking about. Hey, I would have given this an A+ if we get the tight end position like solidified, but I don't know how you do it. I don't know where they would have done it. You would have lost Trey Harris, lost Caldwell, or lost Kennard. One of those 3. That's the only way. If they get Mason Taylor, or if they get Arroyo, or one of these other tight ends I really liked, that is the only way I would have given them an A+. I don't see how they could have gotten them. Maybe trade up. Trade up with one of their, with these 6th round picks. That's the only way possible they could have gotten an A+ from me. Absolutely amazing. You can't have it all. You can't have it all. You can't ask for it all. I got Caldwell, I got Harris, and I got Hampton. I can't ask for it all. The way the first round fell for us, it wasn't beautiful. It wasn't pretty. But the way the rest of the draft worked out for us, like every draft is going to with Jim Harbaugh, with his experience in college football, absolutely amazing. A home run, grand slam. Like I said, bolt up. Let's go, Chargers. This is going to be a fun year. This team won 11 games last year. This is going to be exciting. Everyone's getting 1 year older. Everyone got 1 year of experience. It was one of the youngest teams in the league, I think. And now we get to run it back, year 2 of Harbaugh. I can't wait to see you guys at training camp. It's coming up. Hall of Fame game. Oh, we're going to see a lot of these guys play at the Hall of Fame game. That's going to be super exciting. Chargers versus Packers. I think it's Packers. That's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for the season. Let's go. Bolt fam, let's go. What's going to happen to the Chargers this year? We already know. We're winning 12+. But I guess sooner rather than later, the ball definitely won't lie.
Bill Flames, I'm with Mike on the mic. With something brand new, one time for your mind. He gave you fair warning. Now it's time to smack him in the mouth with that raw sports talk from the town. Sweet chin music to your favorite sportscaster.